Hey guys, thought I'd inform you all on my process of getting new boobs. And one of the reasons why I'm making the video is just because I think anything that you do to your body, you should try and research as much as possible. And I've watched so many videos on obviously breast augmentations and all that kind of stuff. And the one thing I sort of found, there wasn't a lot on like getting back into training and weightlifting and all that sort of general. So I thought I would do my own sort of rundown on this sort of topic and that, and so I thought I'd start this video and sort of give you what my boobs used to look like, and obviously what they look like now. They're not anywhere as full as they used to be. So my stats were when I first got my first boob job when I was 18 years old and 9 years ago. Back then I was obviously 18, used to smoke, drink, all that kind of stuff, didn't look after myself, was very skinny, wasn't fit whatsoever, very small structure, and all I cared about back then was just getting bigger boobs. So I didn't actually do a lot of research myself. Back then I probably more relied on my mum to do it for me. Back then I did live at home. I relied on my mum to find the place where I ended up getting them done, and I ended up getting them done at Cosmetic Surgery for Women. And he did an amazing job, and he's a great surgeon. So what I can remember from like my consultation with that was, obviously go through the whole process with your chest and let you like work out what size is best for your frame and all that kind of stuff. So my chest measurements were per pec. One was 15 centimeters and one is 14 centimeters. My right one is the slightly wider one, and the one that had the slightly more breast tissue, because breasts are usually slightly uneven. He also measures how much breast tissue you have. So back then I just used the fat pinches that bodybuilders and all that kind of use to measure their fat. So you just pinch the breast tissue and he measures it, and it read, I had 4 centimeters of breast tissue back then, which I guess was about maybe a small B-ish, some sort of B cup sort of size. Not sure what my bust measurement would have been back then, but I'd say maybe 30 inches maybe, or less, more than very big. So back then I was like 55 kilos, so obviously very small. So with my recovery, what I can remember from my first boob job is the surgery. I think I had to be there at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then they ended up operating about 8 o'clock. And then I think I was out about just after lunch. And lucky for my mum, she obviously drove me down there and drove me back and looked after me. So with the healing process with that surgery, all I can remember is finding it very difficult to get out of bed. So because I also have minor scoliosis, I actually find it very hard to like bend forward. I can't do sit-ups because my spine doesn't bend that way. So getting out of bed was pretty hard. So what I would do to get out of bed would be to flick my legs over and then pretty much drop myself to the ground on my knees, and then just use my legs to get myself up. Because the first week, it just felt like I had no upper body strength, like whatsoever, that I could tell. Because I wasn't obviously into fitness or anything like that, the only kind of active thing I can remember around that time was, I think, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks after my surgery. We ended up going on like a family cruise, and that's alright. I did end up going swimming and stuff like that, which isn't a very good idea. Not for like recovery wise, but for incision wise. One of my incisions did get infected. Not bad, it didn't affect the scarring or anything like that. They look perfectly fine. Pop in some photos now of what they look like afterwards. This is probably sitting at a more body weight at 60 kilos, so I probably had a bit more obviously body fat, not any more muscle mass, because I still wasn't into fitness in that point. And I actually didn't get into fitness style stuff for probably like 3 years after my getting my boobs. Is 350 cc's in both, and with the surgeon he works out the best size for you. So at 55 kilos, that was a nice size to me. They looked plumped. I had a bit more body fat, so I had a bit more breast tissue as well. So they just looked nice. I didn't have to try and make them look big or anything like that. Like, they just looked good all the time. That's sort of like the look I'm kind of going back for, maybe a fraction bit bigger, and because I am bigger as well, sort of to balance back out again, to sort of have that sort of general look again. I was getting into fitness, which was a slow process, and I did stay a lower body weight for quite a while-ish. So I sort of hovered between, like, say 60 and 65 kilos when I started getting into weights and all that stuff. But I ended up losing more breast tissue, and yeah, ended up like the implants still looked alright, but when I was at my leanest for like my fitness model comps and stuff, they just didn't have much life. Like, they looked pretty small. I had to do a lot to try and make them like look good in like the sportswear round. Like, I had to wear a really push-up bra and stick them in your face sort of look. Yeah, so I'm guessing and probably still is, my breast tissue has now halved, so I only read 2 centimeters of breast tissue now. So, and I'm assuming I would have had a similar, or maybe even a fraction less when I was at my leanest. So that's what they were looking like at my leanest, so they were looking pretty small, and I kind of sensed back then that I wanted bigger boobs because they just weren't doing it for me anymore, regardless of how heavy I've gotten now. But yeah, they just didn't have as much life to them, and that's why I'm like making this video. So like, if you do to make the decision to get breast implants, make sure your body is as close as you want it to look, and like a weight and a body fat ratio that you plan on maintaining for a long time. So then you only have to get one boob job and not 2. At least I've had these ones for 9 years, so at least I have got my money's worth out of them, thank gosh. But at least I am very happy with the look of my body right now, so I'm not too concerned. I'm pretty sure I should not need another one, so fingers crossed. The look I'm going for now, so I've got 350 cc's now, so because my body weight is a lot heavier now, so at the moment I'm sitting at 71 kilos. My body structure as it is, so I know that's not really going to change much. I'm just going to get a little bit more musclier. Yeah, so like what I'm wearing right now, this is me actually trying to make them kind of look big. I'm wearing a push-up bra with padding, like obviously all around there, and then I'm wearing another crop top, which puts pressure around the sides and the bottom to help give you that bit more of a lift look. But yeah, so I'm so sick and tired. I've been wearing padding for like probably 3 or 4 years now and stuff, trying to make them look bigger, and you know, the whole point of getting boobs is so you don't have to try. It's very kind of annoying to know that I have fake boobs and then I still have to try and make them look bigger or to a somewhat more desire I want them to be. And still, even with all this trying, I still feel like they don't look that big. I still want them to look bigger than this. So yeah, so my goal is sort of to look a little bit bigger than this without like in just the bikini. But working out the size of, you know, going in the second time around, you don't really want to mess up on the sizing. So obviously that's why I've watched like a lot of videos, just to sort of like kind of compare and stuff, which is kind of hard because my body structure is a little bit different to the girls that are on all the videos, because they might be into fitness but not as heavy training as I do, so I have a little bit more. And that's one thing I've also noticed now, like with changing my body structure and stuff. Obviously I'm bigger, broader, which obviously makes the implants look smaller again. Also because I have thicker muscle, like I have a thicker chest wall now, it kind of creates more of a teardrop shape anyway. It kind of gives you a bit more of a natural look anyway. So I think having the extra a bit more of a natural look, not that I really care about how natural they really look, I just want bigger boobs again. Like when you go under the muscle, you lose them. I think, like say if you don't do weight training, I probably lost maybe say 50 cc's of size, and now that my chest muscles are thicker now, I would say I probably would almost hide maybe 100 to maybe even 150 cc's. Another good key, like if you do weight training and that with having the implant under the muscle, is to keep massaging them, because you want to keep that pocket like loose and stuff. It doesn't affect your training in any way and stuff like that, because you know, with all things you probably should stretch. I'm very lazy with my stretching, but I kind of found because I went through a phase of not doing the massages and stuff like that, that the chest was probably getting, like, it seemed like it was sitting a little bit lower than maybe, not a lot, not like a bad thing, but yeah, and making sure that you really just wear really supportive bras and stuff like that. You got to be careful with some of the crop tops you buy. They're not supportive. You really got to be careful with what you wear. You can't just live in a crop top all the time. They're only good to sort of keep them there so they don't move, but you know, you're putting that pressure on them and pushing them out and stuff. You want more of a push in sort of support, because you want them to, you want to support them where you want them to be all the time, you know. You don't want to be supporting them in weird angles. Like leading up to this surgery, I've been really making sure that I do them on massages. I only do like one massage. It's more just press it up and it pushes the implant up and stuff. And that just shows like I have a pretty decent sized pocket anyways, over your chest wall size. So I end up, the size I end up being, I'm going an extra 200 cc's in each. So I'm going from 350 to 550. So that will fit my wall. I think the implant is 13.8. Itself is going to be about 2 centimeters wider than the implant I have now for the high profile. And I do think this should be enough to get the size that I want. Oh, and here's a few, like, obviously snippets of what I look like right now, just in like a crop top and a bikini. I'll do another video probably a few days after my surgery and let you know how I've gone and what happened on the day and all that stuff, and sort of the couple of days healing process. But yeah, if you've got any questions or there's any other information you want me to cover, just let me know. And yeah, once I start feeling good again, with training wise, I'll do like a little baby video vlog things of what I've been able to do and what I've not been able to do and all that, and keep you guys posted. Alright, see yous.